Today on TriFig, Emilia tries a new look, a figure gets her diploma, and what is going on here? Find out.
Walking home late at night, maybe 2:30. A little drunk, but I'm alright, 'cause I've been hanging with you, and it feels like love. Tell me if I'm wrong, 'cause it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. Hey.
Everyone stand and bow, the sensei is in. And this is one class you don't want to sit in the back by a window for. This is Emilia, high school teacher version from ReZero by Kadokawa, and frankly, she's stunning. Based off the illustration for ReZero's light novel guidebook, Zeropedia, this figure sports an outfit worthy of Van Halen's Hot for Teacher. Done in part by Kadokawa and sculpt work by Layup, Goodsmile finally released her in May of 2019, more than 1 year after being announced. Originally slated for a November 26th release, Emilia's shipment was suddenly halted when Goodsmile abruptly changed her progress to TBA, just 1 week before her release. They issued an apology, but unfortunately, no reason for the terrifying notice was ever given. With a month passing by and no information, on December 17th, Goodsmile finally sent out an email to all affected, formally delaying Emilia until May of 2019. 6 whole extra months. To compare, Max Factory's Shuten Doji was up for pre-order around the same time, and while she did get delayed, it was only by 1 month. Emilia managed to beat her to stores by just 6 weeks. While figure delays are not uncommon, this felt kind of extreme. But enough griping. Open your books chapter 9 and let's get started. Emilia's sculpt features a ton of curves. From her back arch, hips, raised shoulders, and pushed up chest, there are a ton of little details that even with a coat on, stand out on this beautiful figure. Aside from the plain white coat, Emilia wears her trademark thigh-high boots that feature a glossy finish and subtle blue details near the top. There's also a form of absolute zone working here too, as her boots have a nice tight squeeze around her legs and show just a small break between them and her top. But since she's a teacher, no skin is shown, and instead we have the equally appealing stockings showing up just under her dress. And since we're talking about her dress, holy is that well done! Ignoring the sculpt on Emilia's upper torso for a sec, look at the tugs and detail on this dress. There's no pattern. Extremely vibrant colors are crazy design. However, Layup still managed to sculpt a piece of clothing and finish it so that it hugs right up against her toned abs and pitches in to show off that belly button. There's even some lift around her hips to show how movement would shuffle up the dress and that she'd have to tug it back down before starting class. I mean, it's perfect. Getting back to the sculpt, her face has a super cute open smile and bright big ol' eyes. Although the illustration geared towards a more shocked emotion closer to the faceplate from her Nendroid release, I'm very happy that they went with this face. Emilia looks happy, energetic, and excited to be teaching anything from history, math, even photography. Her hair shows a lot of movement and has many separations to help show off that glorious white color. Her locks, braids, flower bun, ears, and necklace are all nicely done, yet could have benefited from some finer details. Still, they all come together and help sell this figure's mature, studious, and fun demeanor. Lastly, her pointer. It's simple enough to sew what it is and features a cute little strap of Puck, her familiar, always by her side, even though you and I both know that. And that we'll never really truly get a Back to the Future spinoff featuring Rim and the DeLorean. In short, mostly yeah. As you've seen with other Kadokawa and Aniplex releases before, the paintwork is minimal. Still very good, but minimal compared to other figure makers that focus on shading and tones around the smallest details. For Emilia, all the best shading and toning seems to be focused around her dress, hair, and those vibrant eyes. Her eyes, like many anime figures, are ridiculously finished. Dozens of shades of blues and fine lines bring out the illustration's coloring and replicate it perfectly into 3D. The white coat and boots have bluish shades to show off folds and creases as she hops forward. And her dress uses lighting and shading so well, it would put Caravaggio to shame. Even Emilia's dead-like pale skin is expertly handled to not look completely dead, but bright, magical, and hella soft. Overall, Emilia's paintwork may have benefited from a bit more coloring around the larger parts of the figure, and with that 6-month delay, it's kind of a drag to see that the paintwork may not have been the part of the reason. Overall, the paintwork does its job, representing the original illustration truthfully and brought to life, even if it does feel like a high-priced prize figure. Alright, so you've decided to buy her. You like her style, sculpt, you've watched the anime, you know she's best girl and have Van Halen queued up for the unbox. So what's she running? First, keep in mind that the two highest rated figures on this channel, Goodsmile's Megumi swimsuit version and Flair's Rei Ayanami, they were both released at a price just above or below $100. With that said, Emilia comes in at around $125 before shipping, and she's currently going for anywhere from $135 to $150 on eBay. On the bright side, at least she's less than what Rei is going for now, because damn, is she expensive. Before you go spending all your money on her and not twice. Maybe just a couple versions this time. There's something you should know about her that isn't so great. This is a prize figure. She ran me about $20 and could be found at a number of stores and arcades across Japan and online. They not only release a lot faster, but feature more unique versions of characters that would never get the GSC, Alter, or Fat treatment. Just like this Arabian Nights version of Rem. Downsides? Quality isn't tier of scale figures. Many have very plastic look and feel. Painting is a bit basic, with almost no shading and many rough edges are present. Upsides? Cost, availability, box is easy to toss, and their finish is getting better and better every release. Now look at Emilia. If I put her next to a figure like Rei or Megumi here, two figures close to her price point, she looks closer related to Rem's price figure than the scale ones. At points, Rem actually looks better. Emilia's base is plain and boring, while Rem features a themed illustration. Emilia's hair sculpt, while pretty, still looks like a single chunk. And lastly, that necklace looks like it was stolen off of Rem's belt. So while Emilia is better made and had a full production, she still looked at times like a high-end price figure. And that's a bummer, because the approach is so fun and unique, but then you see her, see how much she costs, and start to think, maybe Rem is actually best. Oh man, no, I couldn't even jokingly say it. Let's just move on. No, not on this channel. Well, that's really up to you, isn't it? See, this figure was one I've been waiting for since her grayscale. I wanted her right there and then, no doubt. But that means she was right for me, so is she right for you? If you love Emilia and have the money, then yes, I'd recommend her. She may look like a high-end price figure, but I feel no regrets buying her, and hopefully neither will you. Her little jump, adorable face, and my goodness, that dress are worth the price alone. She is absolutely still best girl. Now, if for some reason Rem's more your style, then there's a schoolgirl version of her, not to mention tons of price figures. And if you're on the fence, I'd say hold off for that amazing wedding version coming out later. But if you wait for someone like me to tell you, hey, she's perfect, terrible, 9 out of 10, 1 out of 10, you could end up paying nearly triple the price, just like Rei now. So stop watching review videos and go with your gut. Trust what your heart feels and ask yourself, really ask yourself, should I go with EMS or FedEx? Thanks everyone for watching. Hey, let me know what you think of this figure and if you plan on getting her. Also, should I review Rem's price figure or even Shuten Doji? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, I'm Chris, and remember, buy responsibly and keep collecting. We'll see you next time right here on TriFig. See ya.